Oh, say, can you hear?
Yet another red light.
Well, I'm gonna spill all
The secrets you're holding
About the spaceships up there and the aliens down here and all history,
which is totally fake.
Ask me. You gotta ask me questions now, Sue, because
Right.
I gotta see if you can pull a Carrie Cassidy on me. Say I'd love to get interviewed by her. I'd say, Jesus Christ, Carrie would make me get some info out of me. You wouldn't believe it.
That might happen.
Yeah, that may happen. Yeah. Okay, I'll say this much. There is a possibility that I will come out and talk in front of UFO, and I'm willing to go out there in front of people and be put on the spot and challenge and said, okay, tell us what you know and tell us what's going on. I'll do it. It doesn't bother me anymore. And I would probably talk to someone like Carrie Cassidy. Seriously. Yeah.
Talk a little bit about your CIA government involvement.
Oh, that guy?
Yeah.
I won't mention his name. Okay, did I talk about that phone call? I got a phone call from a guy that I met at the first UFO meeting I went to that pulled me to the side, and he had contacted me by phone. He said, look, we just want to let you know that we've been monitoring your text messages, because I was sending text messages back and forth to another friend of mine, and they were monitoring my text messages and email, and knew that I'd said a few things, like I put it out in text message. I just got back from the restaurant, and two of the aliens showed up inside the restaurant down there on West Time, and they were watching this stuff about aliens showing up, and they were reading it and watching what was going on, because of course Echelon picks up stuff and data mines it and said, you know, let's take a look. Here's a discussion about something serious that we're involved with. Just came up from this guy. So he called him and goes, I just want to let you know that we're watching everything. We're watching your every move. We're watching everything that's going on. I knew this guy, so I said, what do you mean you're watching me? He goes, it's for your own good. I said, for our own good? He goes, per your permission, of course. I said, I don't recall giving any permission to be watching my text messages and, you know, watching my emails, all that stuff. So at first, I thought this guy was going to probably threaten or something like that, and that's not really what was going on. He was just letting me know. He said, he said, we would prefer if you don't go out in public and talk about this ET interaction face to face until you let us know, because it's not time to talk about this yet. We have to wait till 2025. 2025 comes around. 2025 is the beginning of the disclosure of the secret space program. We're just going to go fully all out in public, where they're going to get the public involved with the Mars programs, going to the moon, and, you know, all these things are gradually coming out starting around 2025. It's not time to discuss this yet. And he goes, besides, you're just going to make a total idiot out of yourself. And I had to agree with him, you know. So I said, okay. And he says, if there's anything that you don't understand, call him up. So when I called him up one day, I was asking about what was going on in the country, what was happening, and everything, like, he started telling me, like, we're not going to war with North Korea. He told me that back in 2009, actually, was when he had the first conversation with him. It was actually August, sometime around July, August of 2009, because I met him in March of 2009 at a meeting. And he says, we're not going to war with North Korea. There will not be a war. North Korea will merge with South Korea. And we're not going to have a war with North Korea. And he says, Iran, we may have a war with Iran, but we're trying to work things out. Okay? So those are some of the things that was being discussed with me right there. And one day he contacted me. This was actually, to move up a little bit further in the future, this was actually in 2013. He called me up one day, and I can't discuss what was really, it's some serious stuff. I really, this type of stuff right here, I can't talk about this on camera, because, I'll just tell you this much. He contacted me and had a discussion with me and told me something about myself and about the ET interaction I was having that was impossible for him to know. He could not have known this. Okay? But he said this, I'll tell you what I can say. He says, the extraterrestrials that you're in contact with, I just want to let you know it's really happening. You're not crazy. Those extraterrestrials are working with the extraterrestrials inside the secret space program that's working with the CIA, and they wanted to say hi to you. He goes, the CIA guys in the government that's working with these, they said they want to say hi to you. They said, look, you're not crazy. We just want to let you know we're watching everything. Okay? We just want to say hi to you. Okay? So I said, okay. And that was and that was a surprise right there. Wasn't expecting that, because what he had mentioned, it was impossible for him to know. Okay? So that really got my attention right there. That got my attention big time. There are these events coming up, but as conditions change and these things change in a country, people are going to need to hear additional information that I'm willing to give them. Because the concern was when the CIA agent guy, the guy that they had called me, that I met, that I didn't know was CIA, when I met that guy, the first thing during the phone conversation that these guys in the CIA said to him, that this is the CIA that's involved in the space programs that are having face-to-face contact with ETs, they said to me, look, don't go out. I'll tell you what I can say. They said, we don't want you going out in public and talking about this. You have to let us know first before you go out there, because we have to monitor what's going on. And he says, and besides, if you go out there and talk about it, they'll just think you're crazy. But they don't want me going out there yet. But something is going to happen in the country, creating conditions that will make me want to go out there and talk about this. Okay? There's even an agent of another agency besides the CIA, I won't mention it, that is wanting me to talk to him in person about what's going on, because he had let me know that there's some strange things being investigated around this town of a similar topic, that he wants to talk to someone, to have someone handy for a reference to hear what it is that I do, though, so in case anything comes up, that way he can reach out to me where I can come talk to them and give them some insight and additional information as to how to handle that, or what could possibly be going on with that type of stuff. They're the other agency. You know, you have a CIA, well, you got it figured out already. Okay? The other three-letter agency, okay? I don't know, that could be FBI, that could be DIA, that could be NSA, it could be one of these. Just leave it to your imagination, I'll tell you that much, okay?
Well, are you still seeing the psychic?
Yes, I see her every so often, and everything she says, she's very accurate. There's a lot of stuff going on. She's telling me what I already know. Everything that's going to happen, like 3 months from now, a year from now, I go to her and I already know the information, and she's sitting there telling me about the information. I'm like, this is pretty interesting. How could she know this? So I fuse my data with her data and look at the whole picture right now and realize that this is pretty serious stuff.
Do the ETs have anything going on with her?
Well, when she's in a reading with me, they can communicate with her and they can download information to. Like, I was sitting in a reading with her about a year ago, and they were telling me something in the reading, and she looked at me, she goes, they're talking to me right now, and I know, she goes, I said, can you hear them? She goes, no. She goes, they're planting info in my head, and she told me what it was. And it was exactly what I got from them, and I'm like, goody, so you can't hear what they're saying. It only happens to her when she's right there with me. Because you remember, she's in the Matrix picking up data and looking at these, supposedly futures coming up here. And they're usually short range. You can see as far as 3 months. Here's something that people need to know right here. Extraterrestrial downloads. Here's something that they would be interested in. How far in the future can you see? They allow me to see up to 3 months. 90 days, and I can see as far as 6 months, and then everything within 3 months usually happens. But the things that are 3 months further out, when you go as far as 6 months, okay, into the future, it's subject to change. Within 90 days, it's pretty much set in stone. Now, here's something else that people will be interested in hearing. How is it that I go out and I'll go somewhere and aliens just suddenly show up on me? Here's what was brought to my attention 3 years ago. What they do is they go into the future and they watch everything that I'm doing and they can see what's going to happen. Where I'm going to go, where I'm going to show up, and they position themselves there before I get there. So that's something that was brought to my attention 3 years ago. I was trying to figure, I kept asking them, I need to know how this works, and they finally told me what they were doing. Okay? That's interesting, yeah. That's exactly what it works. So they can position themselves ahead of time, 3 months ahead of time.
Say, can you finally
Start telling us the truth.
Protect our civil liberties and
all wars now?